Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And this morning, we want to look at three situations. First, a woman was killed. Women were killed over the weekend. One in Portland, one in St. Anne. And then we want to look at the life of the killer of Andrea Lowe Garwood, Dwight Bingham, as we recap his Instagram page and show you some of the pictures that were on it that was showing you danger is possible with this young man. But first up, we want to look at the situation in Portland where female found with her throat slashed in Portland. She is currently known as Chubby, Caribou, and Carrie Hunter. That's the name she goes by. According to police, the resident followed the bloody trail and subsequently came upon the body of the woman, which was spotted near a pit. The body of a woman with its throat slashed has been found in the community of Lydia in Cambridge, in Portland. The identity of the woman so far, as I gave it to you earlier, is known as Chubby, Caribou, and Carrie Hunter. The police said the residents were walking through the community shortly before 8 a.m. when a trail of blood leading into bushes was observed. According to the police, the residents followed the bloody trail and subsequently came upon the body of a woman which was spotted, as I said earlier, near a pit. The body was clad in pink shorts and multicolored blouse and was removed and taken to the morgue for a post-mortem. This is the second murder in Portland since the start of the year. So this woman, Carrie Hunter, she's 30 years old and of a Port Antonio address in the parish. And when you see instances like this, especially these days, you have to wonder, is it a murder committed by robbery? Or is it a murder committed by family? Or is it a murder committed by friends? And we are yet to hear, as the Portland police is investigating what led to the circumstances of Carrie Hunter's death. And it is so tragic because when earlier in life, growing up, you would hardly heard of female being killed or female meeting their demise like this. But it has become a norm these days, so it seems as if nothing is shocking, especially in Jamaica anymore. And most of these times, things do happen, like she's in a relationship and she wants out of the relationship. The man doesn't want her to go, and he feels like if he can't have her, nobody else should. And by virtue of that, they decide to take the woman's life. I am not saying this is the case in Carrie Hunter's situation. I'm just speaking generally because, as the channel name, My Opinion, I'm giving you my opinion. My opinion does not necessarily mean it's the same opinion you share. However, I am just speaking generally. A lot of men can't take the heartbreak of losing a woman. And let me put it clearly out there. A lot of men have some good women in their lives and they mess around. And when that woman decides to leave, they feel heartbroken. They feel like they can't live their life without that person. And yet still they had the person there to take good care of the person and make the person feel happy. The minute the person doesn't feel happy and decide to move on, they want to take the person's life. This is a culture that needs to be stamped out by the authorities in Jamaica. You can't, in a relationship with someone, you're not seeing eye to eye and the person decide to leave, and your next resort is to take the person's life. Bro, as they always say when I was growing up, many fishes in the sea, bro. So if that's a situation in Carrie Hunter's life, well, the police, I guess, if she has a next of kin, or a spouse, he will be one of the first to be a person of interest. But let's see as the Portland police continue their investigation into this killing of Carrie Hunter. Based on what we're hearing, her head was actually severed from the body. But what could have caused this gruesome act? It's everybody's guess. Let's hear what the police will come up with. The other situation we want to look at is another female who was killed, 31-year-old Kenesha Reed. She was killed in St. Anne on over the weekend, and the police are reporting that a farmer has been arrested for allegedly stabbing his girlfriend to death during a dispute in St. Anne last night. The deceased is identified as 31-year-old bartender Kenesha Reed, and the accused is 23-year-old Javel Dervan Lindo, otherwise called Mafia. Both are from Fraser's district, Cascade, in the parish. According to the police, about 11 p.m., Reed and Lindo had a long-standing dispute which ensued from the bar being operated by the deceased after she was speaking with another man. Reed reportedly left for her apartment, followed by Lindo when the argument escalated. The police reported that a knife was brought into play and Reed was stabbed several times in her torso. She subsequently ran from the house onto the main road where she collapsed. She was later pronounced dead at the Percy Jr. Hospital while Smith turned himself into the Cave Valley police. Now, this is a very sad news. Beautiful soul. I mean, you wonder, and this is what I was speaking about earlier. These men have these ladies. They can't see eye to eye. And as based on what we are hearing, this was a long-standing dispute, and she decided she want no more of the relationship. And Lindo decided he wanted her, and she could not leave him. So he decided to consistently start an argument or have a fuss with her. He came to the bar where she operated and saw her talking to another man. The argument continued, and he followed her to her apartment. Now, even though the police is reluctant to get involved in domestic disputes, why didn't she call the cops? Well, I am not going to be too hard on her, but other persons who might have witnessed the incident, when you see things like these, you have to notify the police, because guess what? Jamaica has reached a point where no quarrel, no disagreement is solved peacefully these days. It seems as if violence is the only route we can resolve our differences. And especially these relationships these days, these men are so coward and so possessive that they feel like if a woman is walking out their life, the only way to solve the problem is to kill them. If they can't have them, nobody else can. But now that Lindo has turned himself over to the police, we hope the police will interrogate him. We hope he'll have his day in court. And we hope he'll be put away. Now, the situation is Lindo find himself in a moment of anger, a moment of heat, and decided that, listen, the only way to resolve this is to take her life. And sometimes the names of persons, ladies, sometimes the names, the alias of persons tell you who they are. His name, Javel Devan Lindo, otherwise called Mafia. So maybe Mafia would necessarily treat her like a mafia. And maybe he was treating her like a mafia and she decided to leave. But he didn't want that, and he felt that the only way to resolve this is to take the woman's life. Now, look at Jamaica. Jamaica is a place where no one is safe. The blind, the deaf, the cripple, the woman, the old woman, the children. Absolutely nobody is safe in Jamaica. And we hope the powers that be in Jamaica will work earnestly, work hard to find a reasonable way or some solution. For me, I would love for Jamaica to find itself where camera is situated on almost every business establishment in Jamaica. I think that is a way to go, and that would be a way to resolve some issues with crime as soon as it happens. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and help me spread the word about this channel. The final story we want to look at is Dwight Bingham, the so-called shooter in the killing of Miss Andrea Lowe Garwood at Agape Christian Fellowship Church in Trelawney. And remember, she was a credit card manager at NCB, and she lost her life when she was at church and a gunman came in, sat behind her, and fired several shots, hitting her, disrupting the service. And it was being broadcasted live on Facebook when pandemonium broke out down there. The police has since then charged 3 persons with the murder, including Dwight Bingham, but we have decided to show you a few photos that is on the Instagram page of Dwight Bingham. So as I'm speaking right now, if you look on screen, you'll see some of the photos of Dwight Bingham. And these persons, I don't know if there's a way that the government can get into certain person's social media profile, because when I was going through his profiles, all I saw was guns, money, guns and money, right? US cash, Jamaican dollars, different type of guns. And you know, at one point he took a picture with few friends and said, these are the killers, right? I also heard a little comedy situation where the person was saying, hey Keisha, you love gun money. So this man on his profile was not hiding nothing. His Instagram account showed what he was up to, right? It was all about guns, money, and flossing. That's what his Instagram page suggested, right? You had also a few dancehall artists, music being played on it. But at the end of the day, Dwight Bingham, the heartless killer, would disturb the sanctuary of God to take the life of Andrea Lowe Garwood. And these are the photos of him on his Instagram page, and you can go on his Instagram page and look at it if you care. But sad story, young man giving away his life, decided to choose the life of criminality, decided to live the life of the fast lane, didn't seem as if he wanted to live the life of walking the straight and narrow, and then he was contracted to take the life of Andrea Garwood, and he decided that it didn't matter where she was, he was going to take her life. And also of note, her stepson, Javon Garwood, 29 years old, he was also charged along with the driver of the getaway car. But sad story. We wish Andrea Lowe Garwood rest in peace. We hope her family will find some solace in the life that she lived. We on this channel we showed you a video of her in happier times with her husband. He lost his life in a motor vehicle accident earlier, but at the end of the day, this is no way for someone to lose their life over scarce benefits and spoils, family feud, and family handout, deadlift, as you call it. But Dwight Bingham, the shooter of Andrea Garwood, he will have his day in court, and we'll find out much more what happened. If the court date has not been finalized, as soon as it's finalized and whatever transpired in that case, we'll let you know. But for now, that's it for another program. on behalf of all the persons who make it possible, all the persons out there who continue to give me information as it relates to situations taking place, all my subscribers, keep on sharing, keep on telling people about the channel so the subscription can continue to increase. But for now, take care of a loved one, take care of a neighbor. Look out for the children and keep it locked on My Opinion TV.